Hi, my name is John Jordan. I'm the co-founder of Go Local Interactive, and I'm here to start a new series with you. This is going to be a 6-part series dealing with building a strong digital marketing strategy from the ground up. Today, this particular session is going to talk about all the different aspects of digital marketing and how they play into your success over the short and long term, and give you an idea of the different items we're going to cover, different areas of digital marketing we're going to cover in the future. So I'm going to use an analogy today of a house. It's one that most people understand, that when you're building a house, you have to start from the foundation and build up. And we're going to use that as our analogy for describing digital marketing and exactly how you can build a successful digital marketing strategy, starting at the ground and building all those components in that will lead to success long term. So we're going to start here. Forgive the graphics, they're not going to be the best today. I'm not an artist, but we're going to start with our foundation. And any digital marketing strategy starts with a website. Our website ultimately has to be able to accomplish all of our goals and everything we're seeking to achieve in terms of our customer interactions, information we're looking to portray to those customers, etc. If the website can't accomplish all of those goals, it doesn't make a lot of sense to spend money on SEO and content development and pay-per-click advertising, because ultimately the site has to be able to accomplish what you're seeking to accomplish in terms of those interactions with customers first. So we always tell our clientele, let's make sure that the website can do everything you need it to do. Additionally, in terms of having that user experience you're looking for, we need to make sure the data that's being compiled through that website is set up for accurately portraying to you what's happening. So that can entail your Google Analytics, Google Search Console, Bing Webmaster Accounts, Google Tag Manager. There's a variety of tools we use for tracking and setting up data collection on the website side. And we just need to make sure that all that data that's flowing through is being accurately portrayed. Small things like excluding your own internal traffic, making sure that known sources of bot traffic or spam are being excluded from your accounts, so that you can really have a true representation of that the customers that are coming through the site and what's actually happening with those customers. So that's kind of step one in building a strong digital marketing strategy. When we start talking about step two, we'll call this kind of framing out the house. We always start here at our agency and are strong believers in local listings. Local listings are your best way to establish local relevance with the search engines. And so when I say the term local listings, I'm referring to sites such as Google Maps, Apple Maps, Bing, Yelp, Facebook. Those are kind of the big five, if you will, in terms of areas that consumers are going and searching for local business information. And we recommend that all of our clients and any business owner out there go and claim their listings on those big five entities, that they complete the profiles and that the information matches. It's important that the information with these local listings match, because that is a confidence factor for Google and their search algorithms, meaning that the more consistency that Google sees with that listing information that's being portrayed through not only those 5 sites, but all these other sites that are out there like in-car navigation and otherwise that have your business's listing information portrayed through them, the more consistent that information, the higher the confidence level they have in portraying that information to customers. That means that the likelihood of those listings being displayed to customers through Google Maps or Apple Maps is going to be increased by that consistency factor. So we always say the kind of lowest hanging fruit, the best opportunity you have to help your business is to start from a digital marketing perspective with getting those local listings taken care of, getting them claimed and fully built out, and then managing them on an ongoing basis. This would include any review activities that come through those listings as well. So again, that listing piece establishes what we call local relevance. The second piece in this equation, we'll start to build this out a little bit more, put in our doors and our windows, is SEO. And so SEO is probably the most commonly misunderstood aspect of digital marketing. I'm not sure why, but agencies have chosen over the years to kind of keep it behind a curtain, if you will, and not really disclose all the different factors. I think they think they're going to be giving away their secret sauce. Well, we all kind of play from the same playbook at the end of the day. If you're a true SEO firm, There's a lot of affirmation we've gotten from Google over the last decade of the SEO ranking factors that are known. In fact, there's over 200 of them that our agency manages to. These are tactics that at the end of the day, they're intended to help increase the crawlability and readability of your website. That's all SEO is at its foundation, is you're trying to ensure that Google can interpret and understand your website better than your competitors' websites, and gather all that data that you're going to be ultimately putting there through content and otherwise, and understand and interpret it so that they can then portray you through search results, and that's organic or ranking. So that's kind of the second piece. And the only thing I really need you to remember for now, because we'll be going through each of these areas in later parts of our series, is that SEO is intended to establish or increase crawlability and readability of your site. Once you kind of have those first three pieces buttoned up, the website can accomplish all the goals you're seeking to achieve through your consumer interactions or customer interactions. The data that's being collected is accurately being portrayed. Your local listings have been established. SEO is now in place, and all those kind of 200 plus ranking factors have been addressed from a technical perspective. Now we can kind of really get into some of the fun stuff. And so as we start to further build out our house here, again, forgive my crude drawings, we're going to start to have content come into play. Content, we've heard the term content is king, and it is true today as well. What content does is it actually seeks to build what we call topical relevance, meaning we're trying to answer the questions that consumers are posing through their search queries, right? So content is nothing more than that. We're trying to understand and interpret through search behavior how people are searching, not only as a whole, like with certain broad search terms, but actually how they're searching differently by geography. Thus the name of my company, Go Local. We understand that search behavior varies from market to market. And so what we're trying to help you understand through this particular video about content is we need to really be focused on that information at a local level that we can gather through, not only through search engine insights and behavior on how people are searching in that local given market, but also on listening to our customers directly. So when folks are walking through the doors and you're interacting with them, what are the most common challenges or questions they're asking? And how do we respond to those? Our content on our website should model that. We can also listen to phone calls, right? So if we record phone calls of inbound sales opportunities, we can listen to those calls and document what are the most common questions that are coming out of those calls. That can be gold from a content perspective, because now we can start to connect the dots. We can not only understand how do people search when they're searching on Google or another search engine, what are the words they're using to describe their need, but how do they verbally describe those problems? And then you can start to connect the dots between those interactions your sales folks are having and then how people are actually searching to describe, because they may search quite a bit differently than they describe verbally those problems that they're experiencing. And so our goal is to understand that and then kind of incorporate that into our content strategy, again, with the goal of building topical relevance. The last piece here is we're really trying to decide how high does our roof go. We can build a 2-story, we can build a 3-story. This is what we refer to as paid media. Paid media is, if you think about our house analogy, it's kind of the dimmer switch on the wall that we can turn up or down to the degree we need it. It's meant to increase our exposure when and where we need it. There are literally hundreds of thousands of ways that consumers search on search engines. And our goal is to obviously gain as much exposure as we can through these efforts, local listings, SEO, and content. These make up your organic strategy. But you're not going to win every single one of those keyword battles. And there still may be really important and relevant keywords where you're not showing up from an organic perspective and you just need a presence there. That's when paid can come into play. We can actually pay to have representation on those keywords where you're struggling from an organic perspective. You can also use paid supplementally along with your organic strategy to just have a stronger presence on certain keywords where you know we have a high likelihood to convert customers that are searching in this way to a customer. So why not have 2 or 3 spots on the page? Ideally, you would show up in the paid section, you would show up in the Google Maps section, and you would show up in the organic section as well. And we do see through our data that increases the likelihood that your firm or your business is going to be selected ultimately. So paid media is that supplemental piece. Again, think of it, you can on a market by market, on a product by product, service by service basis, you can literally turn the dial up or down to the degree you need more leads or fewer leads, assuming that there is search demand to support the volume of leads that you need through paid. So it's that very nimble piece. It can also be used as a great tool to inform our decisions as it relates to content and SEO. We can turn paid media on right away and understand and interpret, are those the people that are searching in that manner with these specific keywords, are they leading to new customer opportunities and interactions that we want? And if they are, that's probably a good indication that content and SEO should also focus on those same keywords. So again, I don't want to get too in depth because this is a video series and we're going to talk about all these different areas of digital marketing, but I did want you to have a foundation of understanding how to build a strong digital marketing strategy from the ground up. These are the main components that we're going to be talking about in the series. I'll leave you with one last thought. I kind of mentioned that content, SEO, and LP listings represent a organic strategy. I want you to visualize sitting right here in your house a stool, and that stool has 3 legs. All 3 legs are necessary for the stool to properly stand up. The 3 legs are listings, SEO, and content. So if you're looking to establish a strong organic strategy, you need all 3 legs on your stool. Simple thing, but it can help you really remember what's important when it comes to organic. So again, going back to our house analogy, you start with that strong foundation of your website, ensuring that it can accomplish all of your goals. You make sure that data integrity is there for all of the data that's being collected through your website. Then you can start to do your actual marketing. You get into your local listings, you claim those listings, make sure there's consistency in the information that's being portrayed through them so you can establish strong local relevance. Then you move into SEO and you make sure you address all of those 200+ ranking factors and tactical SEO factors that will build that crawlability, increase the crawlability, readability of your website. Now you start to really get into the fun stuff with content. You can start to really interpret and understand search behavior, understand how consumers are interacting with your sales force and your call centers, and use that information to guide your content development efforts so that you're answering the most popular questions that are being posed through search queries. That establishes your organic presence. Then the last mile, if you will, is that paid media campaign where you're literally turning the dials up and down on a market by market basis and trying to lift your presence and your exposure in the market where you need it, when you need it. So again, my name is John Jordan, Go Local Interactive. I hope you will join us for the rest of this series. This was only one of 6 that will be coming, and we will cover all of these in more in depth in the future. Thank you for your time.